It has been a very interesting road, or better said, a rabbit hole when it comes to the Pandora's Box machines. There are a lot of different ways to play, and particularly when you're looking at the official line. Yeah, with this official line, it's more like the Terminator franchise. It makes no sense whatsoever after watching a couple of movies. And it's the same with the Pandora's Boxes. We have all kinds of different versions, but even with the original timeline or the original product line, it's absolutely one big mess. But in today's video, we are going to do a chit chat with you about the new version, and of course when it comes out we're going to make like a lot of fun, because this time we're going to have like the option to add a light gun to the freaking Pandora lineup, and that is an interesting feature that I want to talk about with you guys today. But let's do a sneak peek and just chit chat about the new features and everything that we can expect when it comes to the new Pandora's box. So the first one we're going to take a close look at is the Pandora's Box, the 10th edition. You know, the naming is absolutely like a freaking nightmare. It comes in a very beautiful red box, and I'm curious how this thing will turn out actually when I'm going to get it, because would it be the first time that I'm getting something that doesn't look like the picture? We have all kinds of different versions with different prices. I have been setting this to euro to make it a little bit easier. Take consideration it can be depending when you basically want to buy this. Here you can see like when you're picking something like this up, we have like different kind of wires that you need to take consideration. If you already have an owning, let's say Pandora's Box plug and play stick or whatever, you can just maybe like slap this thing in without any problems. So the thing I'm getting is, I'm thinking I'm getting like the loose mainboard over here, or we'll get this one. I think this is the original, the Home Wire Highness. This is the 5-pin joystick and normal buttons. And yeah, that is the reason because I have this in my machine itself. So this is going to be like a plug and play solution for me. They still ask some shipping. Some of them like don't ask anything like that. It's kind of confusing again. But also this is just the version over here, like the, let's say your home version, because if you want to have one for your arcade machine, they also made a page for that. Here we have like the Gemma edition. Take consideration if you're getting the Gemma. This, especially if you're having like an old arcade with a CRT, what I almost standoff, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like this version is needed if you're having like an old school CRT in the inside. This is one of the few boxes that has a support for that, and the same story will be applying here. We're having different kind of, let's say, cable trees, so just take consideration and double check that you're going to order yourself the right one. So when you're looking at all the information over here, it is VGA, HDMI, it comes even with an Ethernet port, so don't know what they're going to be having like for extra features. Then over here we have the resolution status that will show it. Okay, so this is the 5142 in one edition, and yeah, basically, go away with your cookies. No, save. But again, if you're looking at it, the collection itself, it's going to be bigger, but it's not always better. So here we're having like the compatibility list. The thing that is new to this, I think it's, well, let's see, Naomi and Asama's Wave wasn't on the previous, let's say, Pandora's boxes. So that is a new addition. I'm curious how the PlayStation Portable will run with this. And of course, the light gun games. But let's talk about the light gun games, because that is also going to be interesting. But first, the specification list. But let's do a quick peek at the specification list. So the ARM Cortex A55, we have seen this in different devices. Think about handhelds from Embernic. They say this one does have a video resolution of 1080p and 720p, where like the previous boxes always had like 720p maximum output, so they did change it out. Also, we're having now VGA support, so we can use this also including VGA but also in CRT. But take consideration, also shown here, it is in Gemma output for CRT monitors, so I'm guessing only the Gemma edition will have this. What's kind of cool, it comes with multiple USB, and with this USB you can use it for light guns, game controllers, or just your trackball. So when it comes to options, it seems to be having different kind of, let's say, games, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional games like the previous models, but also having light gun games and vertical games. So I'm curious what kind of option we're going to get with that. Then we also have like an aspect ratio option, and yeah, the list goes on. We have like a lot of new features, including turbo buttons, and that is pretty damn cool. So I'm looking really forward to just checking it out for you guys, just to see what are we going to get and what is true about this specification list, and is this going to be the next generation of Pandora's Box. But let's take a close look at the product page when it comes to the all new 10th anniversary edition. We can say like this is the deluxe kit with everything that you're going to need, because yep, this comes with the 2 light guns. It comes also including the 2 sensors. We're going to get the wires, the screwdriver, oh yeah, the screwdriver, and USB hub, and we're going to get ourselves the 12 volt 5 amp. So they have like a couple of different pictures, and one of them says you're going to get even 2 foot pedals. I think it's pretty damn cool if you're going to play in a couple of games like Time Crisis. So I think it's a very cool addition. But they're only showing the JAMA version. When we're going to slowly to the bottom page, you can see over here we have like the links to the mainboard itself. We already talked about it. You have like a beautiful overview. Here we can see like the price is normally $335. Don't know if this is like this, you know, like sale thing they're going on, or this is actually going to be the retail price. Nevertheless, $300, yeah, $299. And we're going to get a lot of stuff. The question remains, is this upgrade for you? Depending on what kind of stuff you already want to, let's say, having, what you want to do. Because yeah, depending what kind of configuration you're having. So what do I mean? So we have like the family board that you can slap into your 2-player stick. Or you just have yourself like the JAMA that you want to put in your old or new cabinet. It's all up to you, and do you think it's really worth it? Like, if you don't care about the light guns, I think this kit isn't for you. You should check it out. If you have like a really old Pandora's box in the inside, I think maybe when you're looking at the mainboard, it would be a cool upgrade without the light guns too. To be honest, I am really excited just to check out some light guns because I love light guns itself, because I've been growing up with it. Think about Time Crisis, even like Duck Hunt, especially of course Time Crisis, I've played that so much. So it would be cool to play arcade games like that, and it's just like a super plug and play easy solution. They uploaded some gameplay on Facebook, so far I understand, and also like maybe some other gameplays. But of course, here on the channel, I just wanted to do some extended gameplays here on the main channel, but also like on some other channels like the Wicked Arcade Gamer. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be like a very cool experience playing these old school games again. But again, like how so will this collaboration work? How will it work on my television? There's things that we're going to find out when actually getting the product itself. Another thing I wanted to check out for you guys, let's do a quick overview of the older mainboard for people who have no idea what was going on with all of this. The Pandora's Box is basically an all-in-one plug-and-play solution for your arcade machine. You're already having like an original arcade machine, or you just want to build yourself one. This is such an easy way to play, but when you're going to get into this rabbit hole, oh boy, even with the original lineup, there are some things that you need to know. So let's do a quick summary of all the models that we have seen in the last couple of years, by starting with the blue version over here, the Pandora's Box 5. The adventure and basically like the deep dive into the rabbit hole started with me with the Pandora's Box number 5. So the following board was the Pandora's Box number 6. And this version, yeah, I must say that it had a lot of new features, and also it came with some cool things. So what I understand of when it comes to the Pandora's boxes, we had like the second store selling the Pandora's Box 9. What happened to 7 and 8, nobody knows. In my opinion, when it comes to the number 9, it was basically between the number 5 and the number... I'm messing it up. Sorry. The number 5 and the number 6. It was more like a between thing going on over here, because it did have like some couple of new features, but it was like a different store that is also the official store. You know what I'm saying with it? This is the rabbit hole that we're talking about. And this thing was not great. It was more like a cheap solution. It was better than the 5, but also not better than the 6. Yeah. But then we're having the official Pandora's Box DX. Yeah, and the DX did came with some minor improvements, and of course we had some cool new features, but it was so minor. So where the DX was more like the next level, and what happened to all the other numbers, you know, like that's the messed up stuff going on. Like there was such a big mess with these naming and stuff, even with the official lineup, but also with, let's say, the second line of the second company of the official Pandora's Box. And that's the thing that's like annoying. But also the same thing happened with the DX. So when you're looking at the official store and we're getting yourself like the CX, you know what's going on over here. It's kind of the same color when it comes to the 9. It's more like a cheaper kind of a board. You can see it over here. It's like a very tiny board compared with this one. This was like a full size board. It was like a cheaper solution. Yeah, so that's the thing that they're doing. They're giving you two different options. The TX, was like a minor improvement, but the CX was like 10 steps back. But they also released, another one. This time they called it the Pandora's Box DX Special. And this board was not bad at all, especially when you're going to add some Pandora software to it. There's a group that makes like unlock this thing and fixes all of the issues. And it was a very plug and play, easy solution. And they released the Pandora Box AX. Yeah, so that was one of those, let's say, boxes that makes no sense whatsoever. So having like the DX, DX Special, CX, EX. But this thing was absolutely garbage. I understood from the Pandora team, they basically like stopped like doing any like software upgrades because it was such a big mess. So exactly what kind of technology they're going to be using in this new Pandora's box, yeah, that is something we should check out when we're making the video. Also, when it comes to this new board, how is the problems when it comes to screen tearing? I understand they added some aspect ratio to it, so they did listen to the community, and that's kind of great, to be honest. But again, we're going to do a full video about it here on the channel. Let me know in the comments what do you want to do with the plug and play kit. I think it's going to be cool if you want to modding like an arcade one up, or you want to slap, like say, this thing inside your arcade machine. There are many ways to play. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.